Let's unbox Rising Sun. I can barely fit this box in my camera view area because it's so thick away from the mat that it's zooming in on the camera. It's a monster. It's about 3.5 inches thick, and it has finally arrived. I think this is the third printing. Well, second or third printing. It is a reprint of these two modules. See if I can squeeze these on. I dug these up out of my off my bookshelf. Code of Bushido, which is the Japanese addition to the ASL system, and Gung Ho, which is the U.S. Marine Corps / Chinese addition to the ASL system. And I pulled these down off my shelf, and I'm amazed at the condition there. They're actually in incredible condition, even though they're empty and they've been punched and everything. I guess I stick them up there and don't touch them for 30 years. These boxes are 30 years old, but you really wouldn't be able to tell by looking at them. So let's go back to Rising Sun. So this is, like I said, the second or second or third printing of Rising Sun, which combines those two modules I just showed you. And it adds some more things in this printing. Someone correct me out which printing it is in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. It also includes some additional goodies, including the Hell's Corner map and scenarios, which were in Special Operations number 3 magazine. And it also includes the, I always forget the name of it, the Gavutu-Tanambogo campaign game from ASL Annual 93B, which I have up in my office, up on my bookshelf, and here's the map of that. So it includes those two things, and includes, on top of basically Code of Bushido and Gung Ho, and a lot of updates. So you can see the contents here. We've got 7 maps, the Gavutu map, the Hell's Corner map, which isn't listed on the back here, thus the sticker, I guess. 16 sheets of overlays. Wow. 8 counter sheets, 32 ASL scenarios, a massive Chapter G update, which is PTO, 50 pages. And I'm assuming that now that this is done, they're going to roll that into the electronic version of the rulebook once they finish Hollow Legions and roll that in as well. And I think then all the rule sections will be pretty much updated to 2021 or 2022 whenever Hollow Legions comes out. Japanese, Chinese, and Landicraft Chapter H, another 27 pages. Chapter Z, 6 pages. Chapter Z is probably for the Gavutu campaign game. I don't think Hell's Corner has any special rules. It might include that too. And looks like 2 updated divider chapters, probably PTO terrain charts and some other tables on that as well. So those are the general contents. One thing I wanted to mention about the box, which I'm a little disappointed with, this sticker indicating that Hell's Corner is included is stuck on the shrink wrap, which is fine. But this sticker here, see if I can squeeze it in here, right here, is actually stuck on the box. I don't know why they did that. You know what it is when you buy it, and it's on the shrink wrap, but they stuck it on the box. I'm going to see if I can get that off after I do this video and take the shrink wrap off. I'll see if I can get it off, and I'll post a bubble note here in the video to indicate whether this will come off easily, because I'm a bit disappointed in that, because I know collectors and gamers and people who love to read books and have bookshelves love to display the stuff on their shelves, and that's kind of a bit of an eyesore. I guess you could do it on this side, but still, I didn't see any need to slap this on the actual box when it's basically right there already. So let's open it up. I have my pig sticker here. I'll try not to damage anything. And I don't think the box is packed per the back, so I might have to do a little rearranging to go through this instead of doing it kind of like it's randomly thrown in the box like they usually do. Let me get this out of the way. Packing sheet, per usual. Let me move this out of the way too, so it's not sticking up out of the table here. Should I go through this in the actual? No, it's just so mixed up. There's random scenarios in between maps and rules, and okay, I'm gonna cut it here. Cut. I'm gonna rearrange this and go through it in a more organized manner, and we'll be back. Ooh boy, I unboxed this bad boy. There is a lot of stuff in this module to keep anyone busy for a long time. I pulled it all out. I organized it in different sections. So let's go through the counters first, then maps, and we'll get into the rest after that. So there are 8 sheets of counters. I don't know what that adds up to. Total number of counters. Starts with mat counter sheet number 1. Chinese personnel and support weapons. Good printing. Die cut, little off center. Looks like. I'm not too worried about that as long as everything is within the cutout. They're not too far off. Not going to quibble too much. Next up, sheet number 2, Chinese vehicles and ordnance. Front, I guess I should flip it to the back. These die cuts look a lot better. Printing looks good, nice and clear. You flip to the back on this one. Backside. Wow, lots of info on this limbered anti-aircraft gun. Okay. Sheet 3 of 8. Japanese personnel front. Much more difficult to tell if these are die cut off center because there's no secondary color border like on Chinese type units. But in general, they look pretty good. Larger fonts and image in all of these new reprints, obviously. Much easier to read. And the backside. Sheet 4, some more Japanese support weapons, Chinese support weapons, and utility type counters. Sheet 5, Japanese armor and ordnance, trucks, and some T-34s. Oh, right, Rising Sun proof of purchase. Whoa, what is that? I've never seen that before. What's on the back of that? Rising Sun proof of purchase. I don't know what that's used for. That's interesting. That's sheet 5, which Japanese were included in Code of Bushido. Chinese were included in Gung Ho. And then here we are with the U.S. Marine Corps, which were included in Gung Ho. And early U.S. Army as well. Marine Corps obviously has the Marine Corps symbol in the upper right. Let's do the back side of this one here. Looks pretty good. Good printing, good die cutting. So only the Chinese on that first sheet looked a little off center. These look really good. Mixed miscellaneous front. Looks like mostly Marines, some vehicles, some more Japanese. Some looks like a bulldozer. Is that a bulldozer? Oh, LVTs. Then here we go. A bunch of utility counters. We have caves, pillboxes, landing craft, and some beach stuff. Here's some bulldozers here. Looks good. That's it for the counters. That was sheet 8 of 8. Let's go through the maps now, starting with 34. There were 7 or 8 maps, 34 through 39, and then plus 47. These are all PTO type maps. So you're going to see lots of jungle type terrain. Lots of wood. Good color. Board 34. Board 35. This could also be a map from anywhere. Orchards, grain fields, or palm trees, kunai, or overlays with rice paddies or whatever. You could use this board pretty much anywhere. Board number 35. Board 36 is a gnarly board. I've played on this board. The line of sights are definitely a challenge when all the terrain is in play. All the hills are in play, streams, whether they're streams or dried or gullies or whatnot. Definitely a challenging board to play on, but not a whole lot of line of sight. So you're going to be fighting close in on a lot of these map boards. That's board 36. Board 37. A mix of everything. Woods, a lot of orchards, grain. Again, you can mix this up. Jungle, palm tree, kunai. So this board could be used pretty much anywhere. That's probably the intent for all the boards that they design for ASL. They want them to be used pretty much anywhere they can be. My side stack's getting really big. Board 38. Looks like some kind of airfield, jungle airfield. Fairly wide open, at least on the left side of the board here with the airfield. Board 38. Board 39, another super gnarly board. Massive hill covered in forest or jungle, depending on where you are playing. Not a lot of line of sights here as well. Even when you're on the hill, it's covered in forest / jungle. I've not played on this board. Oh, my stack's gonna fall over. I haven't even gotten started yet. And board 47, which has a large depression in it with some hills overlooking the depression as well. Okay, those were the 7 or 8 maps. I wasn't counting. I lost track. And then let's do the overlays next. There are 16 pages or something of overlays. Sheet 1, half board overlay. Have some rice paddies, some woods or jungle. Overlay sheet 2, another half board overlay, large hill, winding road going through the jungle or woods on that. Side overlays. Overlay 3, large half sheet rice paddies, smaller rice paddies with woods or jungle. Excuse me. Sheet 4 has, I guess that's like a quarter board overlay, large stream, and a either jungle or woods with some brush hexes and marsh or swamp, depending on what theater you're playing in. Then we get into some beach overlays for any scenarios that have beach landings, a bunch of open ground, small 1 through 5 hex open ground. Let me put these in the center so you're not getting any glare. I think you get some glare up here. Another beach, and then various buildings or huts, and a graveyard. Yet another beach, some grain or kunai, orchard or palm, depending on where you're playing. Sheet 8, yet another beach, so you can build on the boards and have large beach landings. A bunch of brush and grain. Guess what? Beach. Swamp and a small pond or lake, orchard slash palm trees. Finally, another beach. More swamps, more orchards, smaller swamps. Kind of a beach. You have like some sort of body of water, large river, large ponds or lakes. Overlay sheet 12. I think these are effluents. Basically streams running out of terrain over across beaches. And then we've got, I'm not going to show all these, we've got 4 of these ocean overlays, which you would put off, you know, I guess I'd have to rotate it like that, off set on a beach. So you could have landing craft coming onto a beach, coming onto some kind of terrain inland of the beach. That's it for the overlays. I don't know if I'm going to cut these overlays because I have all my old ones that are cut out, and I did a pretty good job cutting them on my wife's scan and cut machine. I'm going to see if those work. If they do, I'm just going to leave these in the box because I don't really want to go through cutting all these out again. Cutting overlays is a pain. That's the one beauty of Vassal. Just slap overlays wherever you need them. Let's go through the chapter G, and I'm not going to go through chapter G because it's 50 pages. I'll just flip through it real quick, but it is 50 pages. I don't know how big. Let me see. I've got my pocket rule book here. Chapter G, at least in this version of the pocket rule book, is 50 pages. Oh, okay. So not a lot of changes to it, probably. Just some updating, including some errata, probably. But it's all printed out to be stuck into your rule book. And like I said, I believe now that this is updated, this will be folded into the electronic version of the ASL rulebook, the PDF version, and you'll be able to download that, I don't know, later. They're probably waiting to incorporate, like I said, Hollow Legion's update and have one final PDF. I guess I could release a PDF with these updates and then release an updated PDF with Hollow Legions. I don't know what they're going to do, but you should see these in the electronic versions soon. Stack's getting bigger. More. Chapter H, vehicle, Japanese vehicle notes update. Looks like it got a little bigger because it's going into H100 indent letters. So it's either the same or slightly bigger than the current Japanese vehicle notes. I'm not going to thumb through these. You know the details. And every time I show Chapter H vehicle notes, I always tell people you need to read your vehicle notes if you've got vehicles or ordnance in a scenario, because each one of them might have capabilities that either you need to be aware of or your opponent will be aware of and may use that to their advantage. So always read your vehicle and ordnance notes. They're only, a small paragraph or two. It doesn't take long to read and figure out the capabilities of the toys you have in your arsenal when you're playing a scenario for any nationality. And then we've got the Chinese vehicle notes. It's going to be smaller, obviously, than the Japanese vehicle notes. And here's these are the original Kota Bushido and Gung Ho credits, and then the Rising Sun credits. And then Chapter H for the Marine Corps. I'm assuming it's included in all the armor and ordnance and weapons that he used were included in Yanks. So there are no Chapter H for the U.S. Marine Corps. All that is in the American, I guess, order of battle. And then we've got 2 chapter dividers. We have some landing craft info tables, and then we have an updated national capabilities chart here, and the PTO terrain chart to put into your rulebook. I don't know what they've added on the capabilities chart for Japanese and Chinese. I assume they didn't add any extra capability for counters, different counters for Japanese, Chinese, and Marine Corps, but it has been updated. Maybe there's some errors that have been fixed in it. I'm not sure. Now thumb through the scenarios. There are quite a few of them. Starting with 152. These are all going to be PTO scenarios. Got Mundamash, Tatsugeki, Orange at Wallabum, Smith and Weston. And these are all updated scenarios. They've either been updated for balance, slightly for balance, maybe not all of them. Some of them have been updated for balance and or errata, and I'm not sure which ones have been updated or which ones have been updated for balance. Broken Bamboo, Uphill, Last of Their Strength, White Tigers. There's more. There's plenty more. Battling Buckeyes. Oh, the backside of the. I don't know where that is, but this is the backside of the Gavutu-Tanambogo campaign game order battle. It must be in this other stack here. The scenarios just keep going. Smertniki, I guess that's how you say it. Some Japanese Russians. On the Kokoda Trail, Shoestring Ridge, Bungle in the Jungle, good title. Shoestring Ridge, continuation. The Eastern Gate, which is funny. This is the scenario I used for my Vassal 101 examples on how to start from nothing in Vassal to how to build a fully built up Vassal setup with maps, overlays, pulling orders of battle, setting up turn tracks, and etc. This is a scenario I use because it has a little bit of everything in it. Hazardous Occupation, Red Star, Red Sun, continuation, Red Star, Red Sun. The Bushmasters, continuation of the Bushmasters. Kibik's Ridge, which is a classic scenario. The Rock, must be on Corregidor. Yes, it's on Corregidor. The Philippines. Today We Attack, continuation of The Rock. KP 167 and its continuation. Jungle Citadel, Sea of Tranquility. Hell or High Water, looks like a beach landing scenario, continuation. Bloody Red Beach, another beach landing scenario. Here's you get to use all those beach and ocean overlays. Shanghai in Flames. The drive for, I'm going to butcher this, Tarzong. I'm just taking a guess at that. A Stiff Fight. Ramsey's Charge. Got some cavalry here. Must be early war. No, 1942, Philippines. Okay, grabbing Gavutu. This is when we get into the Gavutu-Tanambogo historical game. And these are scenarios that are played on part of that map. And I'll show that here in a minute. Grabbing Gavutu, Tanambogo Nightmare, and Take Two takes place on half the map. So since we just finished the Gavutu-Tanambogo scenarios, looking at them real quick, let's look at that module. Where is it? Where is it in my stack? There it is. Wow, my desk is a mess. So let's take a look at Sand and Blood, or the Gavutu-Tanambogo campaign game, which was included in this edition, this printing of Rising Sun. It was originally included in ASL Annual 93B, but they reprinted it which is very cool, and chucked it into Rising Sun as a bonus. I mean, Rising Sun is pretty pricey, $225 normal price. So, but it does have a lot of stuff in it. So here's the Chapter Z um, special rules for Gavutu and for the campaign game, which is probably in here towards the end. Starts on page Z79. Not a whole lot of special rules included. It's a pretty small campaign game, and these are special rules for the scenarios. Um, Blood and Sand campaign order of battle, campaign game setup locations, and I'm looking in here. Where is the actual campaign game? Oh, it's right at the beginning. Victory conditions. Okay. Normally it's after the special rules, but it looks like it's right at the beginning here. And here's the order of battle. In the scenarios that I just went through, there's another. See if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's just a duplicate. I thought it was a continuation. This is in the scenario pack, in with all the other scenarios from Rising Sun. It's just a duplicate of the campaign game order of battle that's included in the Chapter Z. I just wanted to confirm that and know that it wasn't extra units. That's it for the special rules. Not a whole lot there. Um, let's see if I can fit the map on here. This map is fairly reasonable. I mean, they included it in ASL Annual 93B. Looks like it's been updated. It's got different graphics. Has some beach texture on the edges here. Get that in there. I think that's most of it's in there. The rest of it is water outside the camera range. So you got here Gavutu, Tanambogo, and the small island over here, Gaomi. Maybe it's off the. There it is, right there. And then up at the top, we've got assault period, turn record chart as well. So a nice little PTO campaign game, taking these two small islands in the Pacific. Here is a Blood and Sand Gavutu-Tanambogo map flyover. I estimate this map to be 2 feet by 1.5 feet. Convert that to inches. 24 by 18, roughly. Reasonable size map. Two small islands. We have Gavutu here with some docks connected by a bridge, and Tanambogo on the other side, and just offshore is Gaomi, small island with palm trees on it. And this historical campaign game, in this case, was included in ASL Annual 93B back in 1993, and it includes two or three scenarios and one small campaign game. It's three scenarios that take place on one or the other of the islands, and then there is a campaign game which uses the whole map, and I presume uses some beach landings as well. And there's the turn record chart, assault period. I don't know a whole lot about this battle. Very small islands taken somewhere out in the middle of the Pacific somewhere. Not even exactly sure. Haven't done a lot of research on it. So that is it for Sand and Blood, Gavutu-Tanambogo, included in the most recent Rising Sun reprint. Next up, let's take a look at, if I can find it on my desk, let's take a look at Hell's Corner, included in Rising Sun, this printing of Rising Sun. This takes place on Guadalcanal. It was originally printed in Special Operations Magazine number 3, included in that. The guys at MMP also included that in Rising Sun with the Sand and Blood Gavutu-Tanambogo campaign game. So this is Hell's Corner. You can see the overall map here. This map is fairly big, actually. I mean, in physical size. Um, and you can see here the various places where scenarios take place. There's one scenario. First, Matanakau. Oh God, Mataniku. Bailey's Demise. Samurai Sunset. A Whaling Good Time. And the Sand Pit. Now, the Hell's Corner map does not have a campaign game. It just has 5 scenarios that take place on various parts of the map, and very few special rules. It just uses straight up PTO rules, and it has 5 scenarios on it. And here's the map. I'm not going to be able to get it all on here because it is bigger than I expected, quite big. Maybe I'll do a flyover video and stick it in. But here's, oh God, I just hit the camera. Here's just a chunk of it. It's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about 6 standard ASL boards in size, oversized hexes. But I'll do a flyover video of it for the heck of it, and I'll stick that in right here. Let's do a flyover of Hell's Corner. Battles along the Matanikau River, Guadalcanal, August through October 1942. I estimate this map bigger than I expected from the Rising Sun reprint. I estimate it's 4 feet by 3 feet, perhaps. River running through jungle. I didn't look at the special rules. It looks like it might be light jungle. Could be heavy, but it's not printed to the edge of the hexes, so I'm assuming it's a light jungle. There are 5 scenarios that take place on this historical map in various sections. No campaign game. It's a cool little map. There's the river running through the jungle down to the beach with a small village with some huts. And then there's a hill overlooking the jungle river. And crossing the river is the one log bridge with trails running through the jungle, and a road called, apparently, Government Track running along the coast, along the beach on Iron Bottom Sound on Guadalcanal. You can see the copyright here is from 2010. That's when it first came out in Special Operations number 3, included here in Rising Sun, their most recent printing. That is the Hell's Corner historical map. And we're back. That was a flyover video of the Hell's Corner map. You can get a small taste of it here. And that's it for Hell's Corner. I think it's great that they included it in the Rising Sun reprint, along with the Gavutu mini campaign game. That's it for Hell's Corner. And that's it for the Rising Sun unboxing. If you came to this Hell's Corner video separately, go check out the Rising Sun, the full unboxing video in my video section. But that is it. Rising Sun is huge. Lots of content. You get a lot of bang for your buck from this MMP reprint. And the funny thing is this is the first time I've bought Rising Sun. I've been using Kota Bushido and Gung Ho all these years, so this is my first time with the Rising Sun reprint. I'm kind of glad I waited for this one because they included so much stuff in it. So I recommend you go pick it up. If you're into PTO, you don't have a Rising Sun update up to this point, definitely worth getting. Tons of content. So I'll see you next time. Rollo.